All right, let's dive into a topic that's so often wrapped up in confusion and, let's be honest, a lot of anxiety. Mature female sexuality. We're going to unpack this idea that this time of life isn't about fading away, but about stepping into a kind of powerful, conscious ecstasy.
So let's just put the question right out there. The one that society kind of answers for us without us even asking. Does it all just stop? You know, the story we get told over and over is that when youth goes, so does a woman's magnetism, her pleasure. But what if that's one of the biggest lies we've ever been sold?
Okay, so let's tackle this expiration date myth head on. The first big idea here is a complete reframing of what maturity actually means for our sexuality. It's not an ending, not at all. It's a really deep transformation.
And this is where we see the two stories clash. On one side, you've got society selling this idea of a decline, right? A fading of beauty, a loss of power. But the truth is something else entirely. Maturity is a refinement. It's when a whole lifetime of experiences just crystallizes into this new and way more potent way of being. This metaphor of the stream and the ocean just captures it perfectly. Youth is like that rushing stream. It's energetic, it's beautiful, but it's constantly crashing against things, trying to prove itself. But the deep ocean? That's a different kind of power. It doesn't have to prove anything. Its stillness is massive, its depth is just a given, and it's from that stillness that all this life emerges. So if we're talking about a refinement, how does that actually change things? Well, it creates this huge shift in focus, a shift from demonstration to depth. It's about moving away from performing and moving toward just a profound sense of presence. And here's what that shift actually looks like. When we're younger, so much of our energy is pointed outward. We get caught in that endless loop of, am I desirable? How do I look? But with maturity, that attention turns inward. You stop needing to prove anything, and you start exploring your own sensations. And that total self-immersion, that becomes unbelievably magnetic. This whole firework versus embers idea is so perfect. Demonstration, that need to be loud, to perform for an audience, it's exactly like a firework. It's a huge, spectacular spark, and then it's gone. It needs that applause. But depth? Oh, depth is the glowing embers. It doesn't need to shout. It just radiates this deep, lasting warmth. You're not trying to sell yourself anymore. You're just inviting people into your warmth.
So if you're not demonstrating, what are you doing? This brings us to a really cool concept, the incredible strength that's found in something called soft power.
And let's be clear, this softness has nothing to do with weakness. It's the exact opposite. I mean, think about water. It yields, it flows around things, but you give it enough time and it will carve a canyon out of solid rock. Youth often confuses tension with passion, but maturity teaches you that real power and real pleasure comes from relaxation. That relaxed state can be almost hypnotic, shifting a partner from trying to conquer to just wanting to be in your presence.
This whole journey inward, this embracing of soft power, it all leads to one massive, game-changing outcome. You reclaim your own autonomy. This is the moment. This is when you take back the keys to your own state of being, keys you might have handed over years ago without even realizing it, to partners, to what society thinks, to advertising. It's about becoming the one and only ruler of your own body and your own pleasure.
And becoming sovereign, well, it changes everything. It means you stop looking into someone else's eyes to see if you're beautiful. You just feel it yourself, in your bones, in every cell. It means you get really selective about who gets access to your energy. You say no to any kind of intimacy that feels like an obligation. And this is a big one. You integrate your shadow, all those parts of yourself you used to hide. When there's nothing left to hide, you become breathtakingly free.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually get this feeling into your body? Let's walk through a really beautiful, simple practice you can do to help anchor that state of sovereignty.
This is a visualization you can do literally anywhere. First, just sit and feel your own presence, solid, grounded, unmovable. Then, as you breathe, imagine a golden warmth spreading deep inside you, right into your very bones. Next, you're going to call your power back to you. Just imagine pulling back all those little pieces of energy you've left behind in old arguments or anxieties. And then finally, the coronation. Picture a symbol of your power, maybe a crown or a scepter, descending as you get ready to claim your truth. And this is the affirmation that brings it all home. Saying this out loud, it's so much more than just words. It's a declaration. You're anchoring this truth deep inside you. that your body and your pleasure start and end with you. They belong completely, 100% to you.
I think this last metaphor just brings it all together so beautifully. Maturity isn't about becoming less than you were. It's about becoming a vintage wine. The flavor, the complexity, the richness, it's all there. And it just gets better, waiting to be appreciated by someone who actually has the palate for genuine depth, not just a quick hit of sweetness.
So the question to leave with is this. What happens when you take all that energy you used to spend on proving yourself and you redirect it into simply and powerfully being? Just think about the pleasure, the power that could be unlocked. Thanks for joining me for this one.